Hey guys, how is everybody doing? With the release of Beverly Hills Cop Axel F, with the release of it this last Wednesday, last week, I have decided to go ahead and rank all four Beverly Hills Cop movies ranked from worst to best as of 2024. Because who knows when we'll get another one. Hopefully. I like Axel. Now, when I say worst to best, I don't really think there's really a bad Beverly Hills Cop movie. I'll give my reasons for number four. There's a reason why that's at the bottom of the list, but I'll give my reasons why. But however, I don't think there is a bad Beverly Hills Cop movie. I believe all four of these movies are very enjoyable. They're all very entertaining. They're all very enjoyable movies. It's just fun to see Axel do his thing. So yeah, all these movies I think are all pretty good. Number four, I would only say is the only one I think is fine. But the other three I think are great movies, are very fun movies. So I wanted to get that out of the way now. And yeah, my Batman symbol. It's an LED light. I decided to turn it on for this video. I wanted to see how well it would look. And it looks fine. Don't you think? I want to try something new for my little background. But kicking this bitch off and starting off with number four, the worst of the series, my least favorite of the series. But again, there's no bad Beverly Hills Cop movie in my mind. But however, number four is Beverly Hills Cop 3, and there is no question why this is at the bottom. However, I am a bit more forgiving on the movie. I do enjoy it a lot more than other people seem to. I've never really understood why people think that this movie is very unwatchable or hard to get through. It's just unbearably naive to get through, basically, of what I hear. I don't understand that. Like, sure, the movie's not great. It has a shit ton of flaws, but it's still just a fun time. Like, seeing Axel at Wonderworld trying to solve this case, seeing John Saxon as one of the main villains there, it's great to see. The action was the best in the series at one point, I believe. So yeah, there's a lot to enjoy here. It's a fun movie. It's a fun Beverly Hills Cop movie. Like, none of these movies have been A+ tier movies, never been like movies you would want to see win an Oscar type movie. Maybe if there was like an Oscar for best comedy, this would the Beverly Hills Cop movies would probably win it. But yeah, I just cut my finger. That hurt. But anyways, but yeah, I think this movie is still enjoyable. It's still a fun time. It has its flaws, obviously, like not seeing Taggart in there. It's not that's a very unfortunate. It's not seeing them waste Billy, which is unfortunate, which is very disappointing. And one of the biggest disappointing things. Oh, my finger is bleeding. Look at that shit. It's bleeding. I don't know what I did, but anyways, I'm more focused on my finger than talking about a movie. But yeah, but what was I talking about? Oh yeah, not seeing Billy, which was very unfortunate, and the comedy. No, it's not very funny in moments. When it does show up, it only made me giggle like once or twice maybe. But yeah, the movie it definitely has its flaws. It's by far the worst of the series. That's not a big bar for this franchise, but yeah, Beverly Hills Cop 3 may have its flaws, may have a lot of issues, and I might sound more negative on the movie than I should, but it's still a fun movie. If you've never seen the movie and you've only heard flaws about it, I encourage you to at least check it out at least once. And if you don't like it, that's fine. But if you haven't seen it because so many people are saying that's a terrible movie or that it's hard to get through, don't listen to all those people because some of those people might be wrong because this movie's enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. If you have not seen it, I do encourage you to at least check it out. It's still a decent, fun time seeing Axel F do his thing in Beverly Hills and at a Wonder World park. Like, it's a fun time. So you know how I cut my finger when I was talking about Beverly Hills Cop 3? Look at that shit. I had to get a band-aid for it. It wouldn't stop bleeding. Bullshit. Yeah, it's a bluey band-aid. My sister likes bluey, so that's all we have. From here on out, I think all three of these Beverly Hills Cop movies are all go out and buy it, in my opinion. And number three, if you could go out and buy it, I would recommend that you would. And so coming in at number three is going to be the new kid on the block, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. Now, just be clear, just because this is second to last does not mean this is a very bad movie, that it's not a bad movie, or it's not a very entertaining movie. I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoy Beverly Hills Cop Axel F because I had not seen the Beverly Hills Cop movies leading up to this new one, so I decided to check them out and review them and all that. But as I watched the first one, and as I went down and watched these three movies for the first time, I got more skeptical. I got more nervous for this movie because how much love I kind of grew to love these movies after watching them for the first time, and how much I grew to love them, and how I grew to love Axel and this concept, and how much I grew to love them. And when I heard, and when you may think about it more, and also when they announced this movie out of the get go last year at like December, I think, when that teaser trailer came out. I was like, this is a bad idea because Eddie Murphy has not been making the best career choices lately. He has not been making very smart decisions. Like, last time he tried to do a legacy sequel was back 3 years ago with that terrible Coming to America on Prime Video, which is just a huge disappointing movie, which when you hear that, because Coming to America went straight to Prime Video of 2021, and now you hear he's going to do another legacy sequel to one of his most popular movies, Beverly Hills Cop, but it's not going to go to theaters. It's going to be like Coming to America, but except it's going to go to Netflix, which is a worse streaming device right now because Netflix has been putting out very shitty movies lately. Besides Hitman. I liked Hitman. There might be another one, but that's the only one that comes to my mind right now. When you just see that, when you think about that, Eddie Murphy doing another Legacy sequel going straight to streaming when he did it once and everybody basically hated it. A lot of people hated not Beverly Hills Cop. Everybody basically hated Coming to America, and you see him possibly going to do that again. A lot of red flags, but I put it on very lowered expectations, just hoping that it's just a fun time. And I absolutely enjoyed a Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. It was an absolute pleasant surprise. It was absolutely fun. It was great to see Eddie Murphy have that type charm again to where it's been missing these last few years after the 90s. And I feel the only type of Eddie Murphy, the type of Eddie Murphy, what's the word I'm looking for? We'll say charisma. The type of Eddie Murphy charisma that we've been looking for was kind of embarrassing Shrek. I love Shrek. Who doesn't love it? But that was the last time we kind of saw that, and I'm so happy that he brought back his type of energy and joy to this movie. I absolutely love that he did that, and to where it was so nice to see that again, to where this is the Eddie Murphy that we've been missing. This is who we've been missing. And the action, best of the series, not mind blowing action, but it's very entertaining action to where it's just like, oh shit, that's very cool. So yeah, and it was just great. And I really enjoyed the little Shooter McGavin little cameo. The guy who plays Shooter McGavin kind of showed up for a cameo. I don't know if that was meant to be a joke as Shooter McGavin or it was just some guy who was playing golf, but it was, if it was Shooter, Happy Gilmore and Beverly Hills Cop. They're in the same universe now, baby. Then give me Axel F and Happy Gilmore fucking teaming up for a movie. That would be fun. But yeah, it was just a fun time, and I really was surprised how much I enjoyed it. And faults, can only think about two. One is that I was very bummed out that we didn't get to see the original trio with Taggart, Billy, and Axel, where we get to see them return. It's great to see them return, but we just don't get to see the original trio. Billy is absent for basically the majority of the movie. He only shows up for like a quick moment in the beginning of the movie, and he disappears until like the final 25 minutes of the movie, which is very upsetting. But we do get to see John Taggart is the captain of the movie. I thought that was really funny, and I thought that was kind of cool. But at the same time, it's just like I want to see Axel and him teaming up and do shit together. But we didn't get to see that. But the new character that we do get, the guy who's played by Robin in Dark Knight Rises technically is Robin, and but him as a new character, he was great. I thought he was very entertaining. And my other fault is unfortunately Axel's daughter Jane. Now, it's not that she's not a very unlike. It's not because she's a unlikable character. I think her character is fine, I guess, but it's that this constant back and forth bickering with Jane and Axel because we learned that Axel basically left Jane when she was young and she's never forgiven him about it and they keep doing this bickering bullshit throughout the entire movie to where it was just like this is getting old. Can we have like one little 30 like maybe like 20 minutes of them trying to solve that over, maybe still hint at it, maybe kind of throughout the movie she's more like her dad than she wants to admit. I would have loved to see that, but they continue to keep doing this shit to where she's like, I hate you basically, I don't want to see you, I want you out of Beverly Hills out of Beverly Hills, I don't want to work with you, and they keep fucking doing that throughout the entire movie, and it was just irritating as fuck. However, other than not seeing the original trio together and that constant back and forth arguing with Jane and Axel, This movie was so much fun. I was pleasantly surprised how much I enjoyed it. I'm pleasantly surprised that this is not one of the worst movies of the year because that's what I expected it to be. So I'm very happy with the final product. Please do watch it if you are a Beverly Hills Cop fan. Just watch it if you're an Eddie Murphy fan at all. And if you've been missing that Eddie Murphy charm, you're going to get it with Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. And I believe they kind of left us on a good note to where if they do want to make another Beverly Hills Cop movie on Netflix or just another one in general, I will be fully on board for that. I'm sure Netflix is going to end up doing that because this movie is their number one streamed movie right now, which is not a huge surprise. And I'm sure Eddie Murphy would love to do it. He came back for this one, and I'm sure he'll come back for another. I'm hoping that we'll get another one because I felt they left us on a good note to where we can get more. So yeah, very entertaining, and I absolutely love Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. So, number two is going to be Beverly Hills Cop 2. And to where I do believe this is a very good follow up to the original movie, to where it's just a great follow up to where I think it just basically takes all the action that you want from the first movie. Like if you were kind of like me and kind of bummed there wasn't a lot of action in the first movie, then you it basically takes all that, and the director of the movie basically just puts it all into this one. That this movie is just full blown action to where there's still comedy there. Comedy's still good, especially the scene where Eddie Murphy's like, my name is Johnny Wishbone. Yes, Johnny Wishbone. Like, that's a funny scene. Like, the comedy and the action, it's still great, and it's great in this movie. I thought it was great to see the trio fully together with Billy, Taggart, and Axel. And one thing I forgot to talk about in my review that I got really pissed at when I was editing the video was that I forgot to talk about Billy. Billy is fucking awesome in this movie, to where I really like how he kind of thinks he's like the action star badass in this movie, to where he has like the rocket launcher, he has a fucking trench coat thinking he's like the Terminator. He has on his door into his room, he has a wall full of guns. Like, Billy is by far the standout in this movie, and I thought it was hilarious how after the events of the first movie, he thinks he's like this old western like badass, and the villains, they're fine. I guess that's like one of my main negatives, and so yeah, I don't really have a lot of faults with this one. I do believe that it's a very good follow up to the first one, but I my main negative is that this one just feels too much like the original. It has too much of the same stuff from that first movie, which is hard not to miss. Of course, coming in at my number one is the original Beverly Hills Cop. This one is just an absolute comedy classic. It's an absolute Eddie Murphy classic. It's just a classic movie altogether. I absolutely love this movie. It's such a damn good time to where I actually rewatched it during the week, which is something I rarely do anymore because my brain is just like, what movie do I have to watch next? But yeah, I absolutely loved this movie. It is one of Eddie Murphy's best movies. I think this might be my favorite now after watching it. It's right behind Coming to America. I love the first, not Coming to America, the first one, the good one, the only good one. So yeah, I think Beverly Hills Cop is it's almost a perfect movie. The only faults I really have with it is the villains, where they're pretty forgettable. The only one I remember is Jonathan Banks, who we all know is Mike from Breaking Bad. That's like the only notable thing about these villains, to where they're not very notable. And one thing again I forgot to mention at my in my review for the movie is that I really like the growth of these characters in this one, to where like they kind of stick to their law. They kind of stick to their routine in Beverly Hills. They do the way they do, but then like Axel kind of comes along, kind of fucks with them, and kind of teaches their new ways of like lying to them to make them look like the big heroes. And at the very end, they start talking like him and acting like him, to where they kind of grow to that Axel F like attitude in a way, to where that's fucking awesome to see, and that's a really kind of cool character growth in this movie. So yeah, Beverly Hills Cop, absolute comedy classic, absolute classic of a movie, and it might be my favorite Eddie Murphy movie of all time. I do. That's how much I love this movie. So yeah, Beverly Hills Cop is my number one of the Beverly Hills Cop ranking, which is not surprising. So what do you guys think about the I'm not talking about a movie. But thank you all so much for watching my ranking of Beverly Hills Cop. I'm still stuck to that routine. It's like, what do you think about this movie? I'm still stuck to this routine. I haven't ranked movies in a while. But thank you all so much for watching my ranking of all 4 Beverly Hills Cop movies. Leave me your ranking down in the comments below if you do wish so, and do you hope that we get another Beverly Hills Cop movie if you've seen Axel F. Let me know in the comments below, and we shall talk about it. If you like this video, like it. If you love to subscribe, hit the bell notification so you will get notified for all of my latest videos. And of course, until my next video, see you all next time.